horizontally, or you can, okay, or vertically. Horizontally, or it can be what? Vertically. Okay. Yes. So having easy to use navigation is important for any website, because when you're saying a website or web application, you find so many resources, right? But when you open the website or web application, you'll get the first page, and that first page is called as a home page, or it is called as which page? Landing page, like that. Okay, from that page, you move from one place to another. How you move from one place to another? For that, you required which one? Navigations. For that, you required a navigations. Okay. But how you create a navigations? A navigation bar is equivalent to what? List of links. Now you are creating a list of links. That is nothing but a navigation bar. Now a navigation bar needs standard HTML as a base, because your website contains number of pages with different information, and you move from one page to another page by using links, and that collection of links can be called as which one? Navigation bar. The navigation bar is basically a list of what? Links. So using you can create by using what is this list here? An ordered list. UL means what? An ordered list, and each link represented as one list item. How you are creating a navigation bar? You are creating a navigation bar by using which one? List of links. But how you create a list? There are different types of list out there, like two types of list, or three types of list are there, right? One is ordered list. Second one is unordered list. Third one is what? Definition list. We have learned in HTML, right? Ordered list, unordered list. Ordered list is created using OL. Unordered list is created by using UL. Definition list is created by using DL, right? An ordered list where it is ordered with the numbers, right? Unordered list with the symbols, right? But you try to create this links by using which list here? Unordered list. Okay, unordered list and list item elements makes perfect sense here. Now CSS vertical navigation bar. To build a vertical navigation bar, you can style by using which one? A. A is nothing but anchor elements inside the list. Inside the list, you are trying to use which element? Anchor, because anchor is nothing but what here? Link. How you create a link between the pages by using which tag? Anchor tag. That is what we have seen in the HTML. Okay. But this collection of links, you are saying it as one navigation bar, right? So vertical navigation, vertical by default, every list item is vertical or not? Yes, list item. If you create a list item, right? How you create the list items? Okay. So is it each list item is placed in the same line or in the new line? How list items are displayed in the same line or in the new line? New line. List items are displayed not in the same line. List items are displayed in what? New line. Okay. Yes. Just to see here. For example, yes. So not in the same line. Okay. It is in the new line. Okay. For example, you are saying doc type. So doc type is given and HTML, and there is a head. So title is there. Okay. Some title, some unordered list, unordered list. Okay. So then after that, I'm just writing so the body, and how you start the unordered list by using UL, and how you define the list item by using LI, right? and this is called as an item 1. Okay, and this is called as a, sorry, this is called as which one? Item 2. So there is a list of items here. So there is the item 1 and there is the item 2. Okay, so there is a list item and this is called as an item 3. So how many items are there here? 3 items are there. Yes, how many items are there? 3 items, and each item is displayed in the same line or in the new line? New line. But is it horizontal or vertical? Vertical. This is called as which one? Vertical. Okay. Yes. Now, if you want to create a vertical navigation bar, okay, if you want to create a vertical navigation bar, you don't do changes in what? Displaying. You don't do changes in what? Display of items, because you want all the items to be displayed in the same order. So that is a default display of unordered list is what? New line. Okay, it is not in the same line, it is in the new line, right? So to build a vertical navigation bar, okay, what do you do it? Now this is unordered list. Now you are styling which one? Unordered list. And list style type is what here? None. Because here by default, the list is displayed with the bullets or not? Yes. These are called as bullets, or this is called as what? Circle. What is the list style type here? Circle. You can have a circle, you can have a rectangle. Can you place some image or not? Yes. Okay, but I don't want this. I don't want this. If you want to remove that, then what you have to do? You have to remove by saying list style type equal to which one? None. And define the margin. Left margin is 0, right margin is 0, top margin is 0, and bottom margin also 0. Padding is also given 0. But what is the width of this unordered list? 200 pixels. So within the web page, so what is the width of this unordered list? 200 pixels, right? The width of this is 200 pixels, and this is given some background color, right? And after that, list item, every list item is having which one? Anchor. Now list item is a parent, anchor is what here? Child. Now you are trying to format which item? Anchor. Okay. So display, what you said here? Display block. So block is also new line or same line? New line. But even though if I don't say display block, will it display in the same line or in the new line? New line on. Okay, so inline means same line. Block means whatever position you define, the default position it will take. So each list item default position in the same line or in the new line? New line. So display is a block. Even though if I don't say display is a block, it will try to display in the new line. Okay, so some color is defined and padding. This is 8 pixels and this is 16 pixels. Now this is nothing but which one? Left. And this is nothing but which one? Alright, this is the left and this is what here? Right. And text decoration is none. No styling is done for text. If you want to add some styling, shadow and all the things, you can do it by using which one? Text decoration. See here. This is which tag? This is which style? So element style or not? Yes. Which element you are styling? Unordered list. You are styling which element here? Anchor. Okay. So anchor is a child element of which one? List item. Then you are displaying this anchor tags in which one? Block. And some color is given, some padding is given, and text decoration. Okay. Not only that. Now changing the link color on hover means once you move the cursor on each link, I want to change what? Background color as well as foreground color. I want to change the background color as well as what? Foreground color. That is nothing but hover. Hover is nothing but event. What is the event here? Hover. When you move the cursor onto the list item, what is the list item here? Anchor. If you move the cursor to the anchor, then immediately the background color of this anchor is changed and color of the text is also changed. So that is what will happen if you see any website, right? So nareshid.com, right? Once you move the cursor to here, is it background color is changed or not? Yes, background color is changed. Background color. Now hover is nothing but when you move the cursor. When you move the cursor, is it background color is changed or not? Yes. Okay. But this is horizontal navigation bar or vertical. This is horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. This is a horizontal navigation bar, right? So background color is changed and color of the text is also changed. So styling, how many stylings are done here? 3. One is unordered list, and then next one is what? Anchor, and next one is when you move the cursor to which one? Anchor. I want to change which one? Background color, right? And after that, now you are trying to create unordered list, and unordered list is having list items or not? Yes. There is how many list items are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is the list item 1 here? Home. Okay, but each list item is represented as a text or link. Link. So within this you have a text or link. Link. So list item is a parent and anchor is what? Child. Okay, list item is a parent and anchor is a child. So what is the first link? Home. What is the second link? News. What is the third link? Contact. What is the fourth link? About. But is it displayed in the block or not? Yes. Is it displayed in the same line or in the new line? New line. See here, I'll try to change the display from block. I just make it as empty and then see. So what will happen? But is it these links are displayed? Yes. Now once you run this, now you can see this is vertical navigation bar. Now whenever I move the cursor, is it background color is changed or not? Yes. Even which color is changed? Text color. So background color is changed and even which color is changed? Text color is also changed. When you hover means move the cursor onto the link. Okay, move the cursor onto the link. See here, what is the width of the unordered list? 200 pixel. This is a width. Now you can increase the width. Now if I say width of this is some 500 pixels, sorry. If I change this from 200 to, suppose, if I change this from 200 to, okay, I try to change the width of this, some 200 to what? 400. So is it the width of this navigation is increased or not? Yes. Okay. Yes. So, but the width of the width of the unordered list is given how many pixels? 200 pixels, right? And after that you have given padding, right? So padding, now this is how much space is given at the left side? 8 pixels. If you want to change or if you want to increase, you can increase the number of pixels. I just write here 16. So there is a space between the left, right, top as well as bottom, right? So you can change the number of pixels, right? Yes. So this is given as how many pixels here? 8 pixels, right? So that is left, right, top as well as what? Bottom. Now text decoration is not given. Suppose I change this display from block. I change the display to block, right? Block is changed. But if I am not giving block, what happened here? If I am not giving a block, what happened here? Is it any space between this? Is it these are applied? Is it this padding and all the things are applied or not applied? Not applied. In order to apply this format, you have to say display equal to what? Block. Okay, display equal to block. If I say display equal to block, will it apply this padding or not? Yes, padding is given. See, padding by default. Suppose if I'm saying some 16 pixels I have given. Now this 16 pixels is given for this 16 pixels is given for left, right, top as well as what? Bottom. So each item padding is given how many pixels? Or each item padding is given how many pixels? 16 pixels. Each item padding is given how many pixels? 16 pixels. Each item here. The space between what? Each item. The space between each item. See here, list anchor. Padding is given to each anchor or not? Yes, padding is given for each anchor. But how many pixels are given? 16. Suppose if I am saying 8 pixels. Okay, that is left padding, right left, right, top as well as what? So what is the space here? Left, right, top as well as what? Bottom. Each item spacing is given as how many pixels here? 8 pixels. Yes. Now that is anchor hover. That is when you move the cursor, right? So this is changing the link color on hover. So you are changing only two things. One is, okay, what is it? Unordered list. Only one property you are trying to change, and what is that? List style. So you can define, because by default the margins are what? By default margins are what? 0 only. By default margin is 0 and padding is also what? 0. By default margin is 0 and padding is also 0. Okay, see, this is from here. So here I try to define, oh sorry, this is unordered list, right? Unordered list margin is given 0, unordered list margin is given 0 and padding is given as what? 0. Otherwise, is it take some space or not? Yes. Okay, so that is a width. How much width is given? 200 pixels. Now you can apply more properties to this vertical navigation bar. So you can also apply the properties like active and current navigation link. So if it is active, you want to give one color. If it is active or current navigation link, suppose when you open, for example, if you open any website, some websites, but here it is not given active, right? So why? Because this page is, you are in which page? For example, this is one page, right? This is one page. Now you are in which page? Are you in all courses? Are you in software training? Are you in services? Are you in new batches? Are you in internships? Or future skill prime courses? Login? Which page? Is it activated or not activated? Not activated. It means you are not in any one of this navigation. Because of that, is it any navigation is activated? No. Is it any link is activated? No. For example, when you open any website, directly it will activate which page? Home page. Home. Home is there, and then next is a courses. First one is home and next one is a courses. So when you open directly a website, if it is activated home, then which one should be activated? Home should be activated. So if you want to define the active, right? Add an active class to the current link to let the user know which page is on. Where is on which page is in our visited link. This is nothing but active link. On which page is on, that you can define it by just adding one. I said hyperlink is having different properties, right? One is active and second one is what? Visited, and third one is what? Unvisited. All these are the properties of which one? Anchor. All these are the properties of which one? Anchor. Okay. If you see any website, right? Add an active class to the current link to know whether user is on which page. Suppose I want to define the active link. So when list A, now A is nothing but anchor, is a child element of which one? List item. And what is the property you are trying to define? Active. Which property you are defining? Active. Background color is given and text color is also given here. So what will happen when you run this? See here. So this is setting which property? Active property. And see here, there is active property, and if it is not active, see here, list item anchor hover means when you move the cursor. Okay, not active. If it is not active, then this is a background color and this is what? Text color. See, this is active. When the link is active, when it is active, then you'll get this background color and text color. When it is not inactive, then you'll get the background color as this and text color. Now just to see otherwise. Okay. So unordered list. So you want to define the active link. On which page is, okay, on which page the user is on which page the user is on. So that you can find out by just defining the property called which one? Active. For example, I just take only first active. This is the active, right? So I take the active. Just to see here. Once you run this, now which one is active? Home. Is it background color is changed or not? Yes. So this is active. This is which link here? Active link. Suppose not active. If it is not active, hover, not active, not active, not active. Suppose if I move the cursor. Okay, is it these are active or not active? Not active. Then for not active, this is what? Background color, and this is a text color. When I move the cursor, now you are in home. Active page is which one? Home. But what will happen when you move the cursor to other links? What will happen when you move the cursor to other links? Is it these are active links or not active links? Not active links. When it will become active? When you click. When you click, then it will become which one? Active. When you click, then it will become active. But when you move the cursor, is it active or not active? Not active. If it is not active, and if you move the cursor, then this is a background color and this is what? Text color. This is a background color and text color. Now here you apply only one. So what is the default? A class, and class selector is applied to which one? Home. And what is the class selector is applied? Active. So when it is active, it will try to display one. What is that? Background color and text color. So you can define the properties for different values for each property, that is active and not active. Active as well as not active. So you are adding one more property here. And what is the name of the property here? Active is a class selector. So anchor tag, which is selector here? Class selector. And then background color is defined and color is defined. And list item anchor hover. Hover is an event. When it is once there is an event called hover, means when you move the cursor and it is not active, then this background color is changed. Okay, but suppose if it is active, okay, suppose this is active, right? For this, is it background color is changed? No, because this is active, right? Not active. These are not active, but this is what? Active. For not active, it will change the background color, but for active, is it background color is changed? No. Okay, now that is what do you mean by the property called active? For which one? Anchor, right? So for that, you are just using one property, called which one? Active. So just apply the style. If it is active, apply the style. Just give the background color as well as what? Text color. And you can do some alignments. Okay, you can do some alignments as well as border. Now, how can you do this alignments and border? For this, you define the border style and all other things. Now, center the links and adding which one? Borders. Okay. So, adding text in the middle. See here, what is the default alignment? See here, what is the default alignment? Is it center or left? Left. The flow of this list item text is from left to right. But I want this list items to be, I want this text to be in what? Center. Okay, center. Then what do? You just apply one property called which one? Text alignment. You just apply the text alignment. Add a text align. What is this? Center. To which one? List item or which one? Anchor. Okay, because anchor, within the anchor you are displaying text, right? And this, you want this text to be displayed where? Center. Then you set the property either in list item, either you set the property in which one? Anchor. Just to see here. Now list item, just write here unordered list. What is this here? Text. So text align. So text align is what here? Center. Text align is center. Where is the text in the given width? Center. Because the width is given how much here? 200 pixels. Okay, it is in the center. Home, news, contact, and one more is about. So text align, you can define this property either in unordered list, or you can take, you can define this property either in which one? Anchor. You can also define this property in anchor. So in both the places, is it this text is displayed in the middle or not? Yes. For that, you are using one property called which one? Text align. Okay. So this is for anchor, but all the list items, then just write in which one? Unordered list by saying text align is what? Center. Text align is centered, right? Okay. Text align is center here. Okay. So alignment of the text within the given width, is it this text is displayed in the middle or not? Yes. Okay. So this is unordered list. And not only that, you can also define the border. Now I want to have a border for this. Then you can add a border property. Add the border property to unordered list. Unordered list, add a border around the navigation bar within the unordered list. Within the unordered list, what you can do? You can add one property. Now, what is a property? Border. And the border what? Border width you can give. And you can give what? Color. You can define the color of the border. And then you can say what? Solid. Right? Now this will try to display the border around what? Navigation bar. Okay. So this is a navigation bar. Okay. Now this is home, news, contact as well as about. So if you want to add the border, just add one property called border inside which one? Unordered list. So list style type is none. If you don't write this, what will happen? It will display with, yes, it will display with the bullets, right? To avoid that, you are trying to use list style type equal to which one? None. Margins are defined. Yes. Okay. Then this is adding the border. This is adding the border around the navigation bar. So for that, you are just giving border and then the width of the border line, and this is solid line. Any border you can apply, right? You have a different line styles out there. What is this? Dotted. So if I'm writing dotted, I'll get which line here? Dotted line. So if I'm saying double, okay, if I'm saying double, then I'll get which line? Double line. Actually, double line increase. Increase to how many pixels here? 5. Increase the width. So border 5 pixels, and this is a black, and this is what here? Double, right? Yes. Now this is adding the border. This is adding what here? Border. And you can add the border. See here, not only adding the border, you can apply. See, you also want to borders inside the navigation bar. Add a border bottom to all. Okay, all the list item elements except for which one? Last one. Suppose you don't want the border at the last one, you don't want the border. Last item, you don't want the border, right? Can you define or you can avoid giving the border for last item or not? Yes. But how you are saying list item, which item? Last item, which is nothing but last child. Last child, border bottom equal to which one? None. Okay. All right, just here. So can you define the borders for individual or not? Yes. Okay. But generally, why you are not defining a border for the last item? Because why you are not defining the border for last item? Tell me here, why you are not defining border for last item? Okay, last item, you don't define the border, right? Why you don't define the border for last item? Already there will be sorry. So there is active last child. Bottom is what here? None. Okay, list item last one. And if it is not active, already border is there. Okay, not active. Now this is a background color. Okay, but the text of this is given in what? Center. Text of this is given in center. Suppose if I don't write here last child, I'm not giving border bottom. Okay, I just removed this. But this is given home, news, contact, and one more is what? About. Okay. But if I'm not writing, even though list item, last child, border, bottom is none. But when it is none, right? So just see here. Now home, news, contact, and one more is about. See here. So is it having a border for this? No. Okay. So that is last child item you're making the border bottom as which one? None. If you want to remove it, right? If you want to remove the border, you just remove the border by just giving list item border style, list item border style. Okay. List item border style. Which one you are changing? Bottom. See, there are different styles you can apply, right? You have a border bottom. You have a border. If you want to have a border, you don't want the border left. Okay. Then you can define this child item, last item property as what? None. Okay. You can define the individual borders. Okay. Or you can define the border for the complete by using simply which property here? Border property. So you can define border for left. You can define the border for which one? Right. Suppose here you are writing border, right? So complete border is given or not? Yes. So here within the unordered list, the border is taken. Border is, suppose border, I'm saying border which one here? Left. So the border is given only for left. See here, there is a border for left. Okay, then I want to give the border for border for which one? Right. So I just give the border for right. So you can give the border individually by saying border left and one more is a border right. So the border is given to the left as well as what? Right. Okay. So I'm trying to say border. Now this border is set for, see, this border is set for what? Unordered list. This border is set for what? Complete unordered list. This is a list or not? Yes. So this complete list is given the property for left as well as what? Right. Okay. The border is given, see here, unordered list style, and the border left is given and border left is given and border right is given, and each list item border bottom is given or not? Yes. Border bottom is given for each list item. Suppose if this list item is not given the border, each list item border is not defined, is it any border for each item? No. So after home, is it any border is there? No. After news, is it any border is there? No. After contact, is it any border? No. I want the border for each list item. Then you are writing list item border bottom. Each list item you are giving border what? Bottom. But last list item are you giving any border? Or last list item are you giving any border? No, not given the border. See, last list item border is not defined. Why? Because here you have given complete border or not? Yes. Here you define the border. You are saying border means it is applied to the left, right, top. Or if you say border, it will apply for the left, right, top, bottom. Okay, bottom. So for bottom, you don't require to apply what? Border. Because of that, list item last child border bottom is given what? None. Because for every list item are you applying the border? For every list item you are applying the border for the bottom or not? Yes. But already list is having a border. So for the last item it is not required to define border. Because of that, list item last child item border bottom is given as what? None. Yes. Once you run this, okay. Now this is home. Border for home border is given or not? Yes. For news bottom border is given or not? Yes. For contact border bottom is given or not? Yes. For about, is it border bottom is given? No. But this is which border? This is which border? Border of which one? Unordered list as well as list. It is a border of which one? Unordered list. This is a border of which one? Unordered list. But the last item in this list, is it given the border bottom? No. Because You said text align, sorry, last child border bottom, you're saying it as what? None. Because already you define the border for complete unordered list. Complete unordered list border is defined or not? Yes, right? Yes. Just to try to understand. Unordered list. Just here. I'll remove this. All this if I remove it. So there is active, no problem. This I'll remove. What happened? Is it border is defined? Border is defined for which one? Or a border is defined for which one? Unordered list. Border is defined for unordered list. Border is there. But I want the border for list items. I want the border for list items. But which border? Which border? Top or bottom? Bottom. See, this is the list. For this list, I want one border at the bottom. For this list item, I want border at what? Bottom. For this list item, I want border at what? Bottom. Then every list item, I should define what? Border. Every list item, I have to define the border. Border is defined. For every list item, border is defined what? Bottom. Then if you see this, okay, for every list item, border is there or not? Yes. But last item also border is there. But is it border of last item is more thick or not? Yes. Because how many lines are there? 2 lines are there. Because one is a border of unordered list. One is the list item border. One is the list item border. So 2 lines are there. How many lines are there? 2 are there. But I want last list item border. I want last list item border should be removed, right? For that, you are writing, what you are writing? List item last child, border bottom is what? None. For last item, is it displayed any border? No. So is it 2 lines or only 1 line? 1 line. Getting or not, right? So for this list items, you define only which border? Bottom, but you have not defined any top and left hand. What is that? Right. So not taken as a border. See, list item only border bottom property is taken, but not taken which one? Border property. If I take border property, is it thickness is increased or not? Yes. Each list item again border is defined. Unordered list border is there and each list item border is defined again. Okay. But I want only line after each item at the bottom. Then you are saying border bottom here. Border bottom. Now this is displayed line at the bottom. Right? Yes. Now that is how you apply borders. Apply the borders and even do the alignment. Okay, do the alignment. Okay, that is left alignment or right alignment or what is it? Center alignment. So full height. Okay, full height fixed vertical navigation bar. Now creating a full height sticky side navigation bar. It means, for example, when you see certain websites, right? Now you want the navigation bar to be stick. I mean, you should not scroll according to which one? Content. You should not scroll according to which one? Content. Okay, that navigation bar, you call it as which navigation for? Sticky navigation. Now that is vertical navigation bar where I want the content should be moved, but I don't want navigation bar should be moved. Navigation bar should be moved for that. So first you define the body margin and unordered list and list style defined as what? None. Margin is defined and padding and width is given in percentage. Now within complete web page. Now your unordered list take how much percentage? 25%. Okay, you can give either in pixels or you can give either in what? Percentage. And this is a background color, but position you are saying it as what? Fixed. What will happen if I don't give the position as a fixed? If I don't give the position as what? Fixed. Sorry. If I don't give the position as fixed. So what will happen if I don't give the position as fixed? And if I don't give the position as fixed, it will navigate according to which one? Content. It will move according to the content, that is scroll up as well as what? Down according to which one? Content. If you don't give the position as what? Fixed. Just here. Otherwise, only one property you have to change. Which property you have to change? Position. You have to change only one property. Which property? Position. Position equal to what? Fixed. And previous example, we define only width. But here now, define which one? Height. Okay, define height. Height is given how much percentage? 100%. That is height of which one? Web page or browser. Okay, now unordered list. Only one property you have to change. And you have to place more content. More content should be there. Because for adding which one? Scroll. For adding the scroll, you require more content. For adding the scroll, what you have, you should require more content here. Suppose this is sticky, right? Now this is, what is the width of this? 25%. And what is the height? 100. 100 means complete page, right? So 100%. But is it navigation bar is moving? Content is moving. Content is moving. Now this is one navigate unordered list, and this is what? A division which contains some text, right? But this navigation, see here, what is unordered list? One property is changed. What is that property? Position. Position is what here? Fixed. I removed this. I removed this. Position is fixed is removed. Okay. Yes, it is here, right? Position is fixed means, is it content means is given some space. Margin is defined. So here division margin is defined. Left margin is given 25%. Okay. Margin left is given and padding is given. Height of this is given. Because of that, it is started from here. But when you move the content, is it navigation bar is moving or not? Yes. But I don't want that. Then what I'm using? What I'm using here? Position. You are using position. Position is what here? Fixed. But what is the height of this here? 100. Okay. Yes. Now position is fixed here. Position is fixed. Okay. Position is fixed. And here overflow is there. Overflow is auto. Overflow. When suppose overflow is auto. Default overflow is auto only. But overflow auto means, suppose if this hyperlink is having more content, then what will happen? It will go to where? Next line. That is called as overflow. But are you finding any difference? See here. The default overflow is auto only. Are you finding any difference or no difference? No difference, because you don't have number of links, right? How many links are there? Only 4 links. Home, news, contact, and one more is about. And this is a division, right? This is one division. This is one division. Now list item, anchor, display in what here? Block. Color is defined and padding and text decoration is done. And what is the active link? Background color is defined and the text color is defined, which is not active. This is a background color, not active. And when you move the cursor, this will be the background color and this is a text color, right? And after that, you are trying to display. Now this is unordered list. Displayed unordered list. Okay. So this is an unordered list, but you are displaying the list items. How? What is the display of the list item? Block. Block means vertically or horizontally? Vertically. Block means not horizontally, vertically. Okay. After displaying this list items, each list item is one navigation navigation link or not? Yes. Okay. Now this is home and this is news and this is contact and this is what? About. And there is one division here. There is one division and style is defined. What is the style is defined? Margin left is. How much margin you have taken? 25. Because 25 is occupied by which one? Alright, 25 is occupied by which one? Unordered list. Unordered list. Width is given how much percentage? 25%. Unordered list already taken how much percentage of your web page? 25%. Then remaining, apart from that remaining, you are displaying what? Content. Because of that, you define what here? Left margin. Now, what is a left margin is defined? 25%. Margin left is defined how much? 25%. If I'm saying some 15%, is it overlap? Is it overlap or not? Yes, it's overlaps here. It is moved. Is it overlap or not? Yes, because you said this is tick. This you are saying it as what? Fixed. This is fixed, right? This is fixed. So is it overlap? Suppose if I don't write, suppose if I write some 5%, some text is moved. Which side? Left side. Some text is moved towards which side? Left side. Because of that, you are saying left margin is how much? 25%, because this 25% is taken by which one? Vertical navigation bar. And from here onwards, I want to display what? Text. From here onwards, I want to display the text, right? Just see here. This is a text what you displayed, and margin is defined, and padding is defined, and height of this division is defined as how many pixels? 1000 pixels. Why 1000? Because you want to add which one? Scroll. Okay, why 1000? Because you want to add which one? Scroll. Otherwise, will it add a scroll? Is it when the scroll is added automatically if the content is more? But if you define the division height, suppose division height is defined. How many pixels here? 1000, right? Suppose I change this. I change this to how many here? 500. I just given 500 pixels here. Then what will happen? Is the scroll is there? No. Is the scroll is there? No. But when scroll is added, when the scroll is added, if the content is more, if the content is more, automatically it will add which one? Scroll. If the content is more, automatically it will add the scroll. Okay, now. So this is what you are adding. If the content is more, is the scroll is added or not? Yes. But I want to add the scroll. Irrespective of which one? Content. Then you define height of the division. What is the height of the division given? 1000. Height of the division is given 1000. Then, but the content is more than 1000 or less than 1000? Less than 1000. The content is not more than 1000, right? Then see here, some text is there. I remove this content. Now you can see is the scroll is still added or not? Yes. Okay. So scroll is added, but this is fixed. This navigation is moving. No, this navigation is not moving. Which one is moving here? Only content. Is it navigation is moved or only content? Content. And this content is displayed within one. This content is displayed within one division, right? Division. Just try to understand this. Okay. So yes, auto fixed, padding is given and all the things, right? Then next one is now this is how you create which one? Vertical. This is creating which navigation bar? Vertical navigation bar. This is creating vertical navigation bar, but I want to create which navigation bar? Horizontal, but only one property you have to change. What is that property of unordered list is? You have to define the display as what? Inline. Inline, or what is that? Float. Okay, you have to define that display property as inline, or you can define it as which one? Float. So there are two ways to create a horizontal navigation bar, and you can create it using display property as inline, or using display property as what? Float in list items. Okay, in list items, inline list items. One way to build horizontal inline means same line or new line? Same line. Okay, inline means same line, right? Block means new line. So all by default, I said no, there are two types of elements are there. One is inline elements and one more is what? Blocked elements. Like unordered list is a blocked. Okay. Like all the headings are what? Blocked. Some paragraph is what? Blocked. Is it every paragraph starts in the new line or same line? New line. Okay. Suppose there is a Headers are there. Is it header starts in the same line or in the new line? New line. So those are called which elements? Block elements. For example, bold is there. Bold is applied inline or not? Yes. Bold is applied inline. Italic is applied what? Inline. Getting or not? Bold is applied inline. Italic is applied what? Inline. So all these are which elements? Inline elements. Same line. Inline items. One way to build a horizontal navigation bar is to specify the list item elements as what? Inline. Where you do the changes? You do the changes in list item. In the previous case, you said display as a block or inline. In the previous case, vertical, you said inline or block? Block. Block. Each list item is what? Block. Display in block means new line. But if you say block, will it apply the width, height, everything or not? Yes. If you don't write display as a block, will it apply those width, height properties? No. It doesn't apply any property called width and height. Okay, na? So list item display. What is the display is given here? Inline. So I want all these links to be displayed in the same line. List style type is what here? None. So only one property you have to change. That is inline. So this is without any styling here. Not done any styling, just displayed. Not done any styling, just displayed here. Not done any styling. Home is there, news is there, contact, and one more is a about. So home, news, contact, and about. So this this is called as which one? Inline. Suppose I remove this. Inline. What is this? Block. I said block, right? If I say block, same line on new line on new line. Home, news, contact, about. Not in the same line, right? It is in the new line. But I want in the same line. Then you just use it as what? Inline. Yes. Now this is how it is, right? But this also done, this inline or horizontal, you can also do it by changing the display property. By changing the display property as which one? Floating. So another way of creating horizontal navigation bar is to float the list element and specify the layout for the navigation link. Specify the layout for the navigation link. Now you can see list style type and margin is defined and padding is defined, overflow and define it as what? Hidden. Okay, then next is list overflow. Overflow is defined what? Hidden. Then list item float. From where? Left. So floating of elements are done from left to right. Floating of elements will be done from left to right. But overflow, when it is overflow, what will happen to the right items? Wrapped or hidden? Hidden, not displayed, right? It is hidden. It is hidden when it is overflow. Which items? List items. Overflow, which items? List items. Now, floating from left to right. Left to right. Now, this is list item A. Anchor displays as what? Block. And yes. So, there is a padding is given 8 pixels. And this is defined background color. Okay. Yes. Now, this is styling which one? Anchor. Suppose if you remove that also, what will happen? Without styling also you can do it. Okay. So not moving outside the list. For that you are saying outside the width. For that you are saying overflow is what? Hidden. Outside the width. Preventing not to move outside the width. So there is a home, news, contact, and one more is a about. But this is horizontal, right? This is horizontal. Just to see here. Suppose float is left. Can I change the float? Can I change the float from left to what here? Right. Now flow of things will be from right to left, right to left. See, float, number of properties are there for float. So you are saying inline start, inline end, left, and one more is which one? Right, inline left, right. So you can define inline end, inline end. Okay, inline end is given. End means what it is doing. Or inline end means what it is doing. It will start from beginning. If you want the elements to be flowed from right to left, you just give the property as which one? Right. Sorry. Inline float is what here? Left. So the flow of text will be from left to right. So this is home, news, contact, and about. Okay. Yes. But list item display is what here? Block. Anyway, if I don't use a list item child elements as a block, even though it is displayed in the horizontally or not? Yes. Even though it is displayed in what? Horizontal. But display is a block where you can apply the spacing. Where you can apply what? Spacing. There is a block. Okay, there is a spacing is applied or not? Yes. That you can call it as what? Padding. Right? Yes. This is how you display which one? Horizontal. Horizontal. Only one property you have to change, the list item display property. You have to change the list item display property as what? Inline. You have to change the list item property as display as what? Inline. Or you have to change the list item property as which one? Float. That is from flow from left to right, right to left. Left to right or right to left. Right? And you can add some styling here. What kind of things you can add it here? Again, see here. This is creating a basic horizontal navigation bar with the dark background color, and change the background color of the link when user move the mouse over them. So same styling. Now list style type is what here? None. And margin is defined. Padding is defined. Overflow is what? Hidden. And there is a background color. See, you can put this inside layout. Which layout we have learned? Different layouts or not? Yes, there is a grid layout. Now every web page is divided into how many sections? 5 are there or not? 5 or 4 are. That is a navigation. There is a header. There is a footer. There is a content. And there is a sidebar or not? Yes, there is a sidebar. Total how many are there? 5. Okay. Every web page contain navigation and having header, footer as well as content. But this is what you are learning. Navigation. And the content also you can display. Header also you can display. And footer also you can display. By dividing into how many sections? 4 sections. You can go for which layout? Flex layout. You can go for which layout? Grid layout. You can go for flex layout, or you can go for grid layout, where you can divide into a number of rows and columns here. Anyway, right? So this is a float from left to right. Now this is when you move the cursor, right? When you move the cursor, this list item, elements of list item. What is the child element of list item? Anchor. Display in a block, and color is given, and text alignment is what? Center. And padding is given. This is left, right, top, bottom. And text decoration is done, and hover. Then you are changing the background color. So that is when you move the cursor, right? So when you click what operation to be done, we'll also see that. Suppose when I click on that, when you click on that, see here. Now this is home, news, contact, and one more is a about. So this is a navigation. Which navigation? Horizontal. Now once I move the cursor, so the background color. So once I move the cursor, the background color is given as what? Red. Hover. So list item, anchor, hover, background color. I change to which one? Red. And this is a style of which one? anchor, display block, color is defined, text padding is defined, and text. Yes. Now you can see this is the home, news, contact, and one more is about. If I click on home, then it should move to one page or not. Yes. Then here, href will give the page. Will give the page or not? Yes. So some page. What is that page I'm giving here is login.html. Login.html. And what is the target? So target. What is the target here? Blank. Target is a blank, right? Then what I'm doing? I try to run this server. Home is there. Once I click on home, this is which page? Which page is it open? Login page. So where there is a languages like this. Now this is the existing page, right? Okay. Yes. If you want, it should be open in the same page, in the same window. Sorry. If you want to open in the same window, then what do you do it? Self. What is the value of this target? Self. If I say self, then it will open in the same window or new? Same window. Okay, now can you define the source or not? Yes. Target. Can you define the target as what? ID. ID of which one? Frame. Which frame? iframe. You define the ID of iframe or not? Yes. Okay. So you can divide the content and you can navigate and you can view the content of one page in single page. Can you view all the pages or not? Yes. By defining the target as what? By defining the target as iframe, which is available in the same page or in the new page? Same page. No problem. Now this is active current navigation link. Same. Active current navigation link is you just add one property called which one? Active. You just add one property. What is the property you are adding? Active. So that will, you are just adding one property. What is that property? Active. Now which one is currently active? Home. And this is a news, contact, and what? About. Okay. So that is when you move the cursor. When you move the cursor, you apply which selector? You apply which selector here? Class selector. And what is that class selector? Active. When it is not active, when you move but not active, then the background color is this. But active background color is this. Active is applied only to which one? Home. Right. But see here. Now there is also, yes, there is also alignment. I said no, you can do the alignment. Align the links by saying float. Float equal to which one? Right. Then the alignment of these items will be from right to float alignment. Now this is list item. List item float is what? Left. But I'm changing this list item float is left from left to what here? Right. Then what will happen? Is it alignment is left or right? Right. Flow of these items are from right to left. The flow of items from right to left. So for that you are given float property as which one? Right. Okay. Now text alignment is what here? Center. Within the box. Alignment is what? Center. Okay. Yes. So that is alignment is from right to what? Left. Alignment is right to left. And even you can have border dividers. Now tell me border dividers where? List item, every list item. You have to define which one? Border where? Where border is which one? Left or right or top or bottom? You are dividing how? Horizontally or vertically? How you are dividing? Horizontally or vertically? See, I give the border here. Complete border. First unordered list border is defined. Border some 2 pixels, some black. What is this? Solid. Okay. So border is defined. So even background color also same, right? So background will change. So background is white only. Yeah, text color is also white, right? Some background will stick. Okay. Now this is a background text white we have taken, right? Color. So text color is what now? Black, right? So is it border is there? Border is for whom? Border is given to whom? Here. Unordered list. Border is given to unordered list. But I want to give the border to, yes, these are links, right? So for this, I want divisions. Then which one I should give? Float from, assume that. Float from where? Left to right. Okay. Yes, float is from left to right. Then list item. List item, which one? Border. Border what? Right. Border right. Okay. And just given solid, right? So this is given for which one? Right. But last should be given border or not? Last item border should be there or not there? Because we have taken the width or given the width or given any width. No, you are not given the width. Okay, you said float from left to right. So float from left to right means will it take the complete width or not? Yes. So border is given for right. Now this is right, and right. Okay, but if you don't want for the last item, then what do you write? List item, which one? Child. Okay, last child, what? Sorry, list item, last child, border, right, border right is what? None. List item, last item, border is none. So is it about is given any border? No. So it will take this border, but when you do the width, right? Okay. Yes. This is applying which one here? Borders. Borders for dividing it or not? Yes. Border is for dividing it. Dividing you're dividing the links. Okay. Last child border, right, is given as what? None. Last child border is given none. Right? Okay. The next one is now you have a drop downs, right? You have a drop downs. Drop down means if you take this, for example, if you take again Naresh 80, right? Naresh 80, now you have a drop down. You have a drop down is there or not? Yes. So this is a navigation. And these are which one here? Drop downs. All these are drop down or not? Yes. Then how can I create these drop downs? Okay. But when you display the drop down, or generally when you display the drop down, you display the drop down when you move the cursor. When you display the drop down, when you move the cursor, right? When you move the cursor means when you move the cursor on which one? Anchor. Then you are displaying one drop down. Moving cursor is nothing but what here? Hover. When it is hover, you are displaying one drop down. That is nothing but one more. That is nothing but one more list. That is one more list. One more list. But when you are displaying that, when you move the mouse pointer, so create a drop down box that appears when the user moves the mouse over what? Element. Mouse over element. Whenever you move the mouse, then I want certain operation to be done. Then see here, a simple example is, suppose there is a drop down is there. Just here. So there is a button. So very simple this. But this drop down, you don't display first. This drop down, you don't display first. So when you display this drop down, when you move the cursor, right? There is a button. There is a button. Which button is there? Drop down button is there. But when the drop down is displayed, when I move the cursor. So when I move the cursor, there is a drop down. With how many links are there? 3 links. Link 1, link 2, and link 3. Okay. So that is when you move the cursor. When you move the cursor. Okay. Now, so first drop down button is there. This is a drop down button. Given what? Background color is defined. So background color, text color, padding is defined, and font size. There is no border for this. And cursor is what here? Pointer. When you move, okay, when you move the cursor here, what is this displayed? Pointer is displayed or not? Yes. Cursor is pointer. If I don't write cursor is pointer, default cursor is displayed. Is it default cursor is displayed or not? Yes. But I want the cursor is what? Pointer. Then cursor is pointer. When I move the cursor, mouse pointer, the cursor is changed or not? Yes. Cursor is changed to what? Pointer, pointing, finger, right? Pointing. So that is, cursor is what here? Pointer. Okay, then suppose this is drop down is there. But where you are displaying the drop down? Relative to which one? This drop down you are displaying relative to which position? Drop down button. This is relative to which position? Drop down button. Relative to what? Drop down button. Absolute relative. You should know this. Absolute relative. Absolute position, and one more is what? Relative position. Now this drop down position is what? Relative of which one? Drop down button. So wherever drop down button is displayed, drop down button will be displayed right in one position. Relative to that position, you are displaying which one? Drop down. But not in some other position, right? Relative to which position? Drop down button. Drop down button. Relative to drop down button position, and displays what? Inline block. Inline block. And this is drop down content formatting. Display none. Position is absolute. And absolute. Position is what? Absolute. And background color is defined. And minimum width of this drop down content. And there is a box shadow is given. And this is what do you call it as? Margins, right? These are margins. These are nothing but lines. And this is a border color. As Z index is given as what? 1. Z index is given as 1. 0, 1. Minus also you can give it. Z index. X, Y. You'll give what? X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. I'll explain this. Z index also. Now drop down content. For which tag here? Anchor. Now color is defined. Padding, text, direction, and displays what? Block. And drop down content hover. So when I move the cursor onto which one? When I move the cursor on which one? Content. Then the background color of that anchor is changed or not? Yes. Now drop down hover. Now this is drop down, right? This is drop down. Drop down hover. When I move the cursor to the drop down. When I move the cursor to what? Drop down. Drop down hover. Drop down content. Display what here? Block. So it will display the content in what? Block. In the same line or new line or new line. Okay, drop down, hover, drop down button. When you move, see, drop down, hover. When you move to which one? Drop down button. The background color is changed, right? See here. When I move cursor, so is it color is somewhat changed or not? See here, the color of this drop down is changed when I move the cursor, and at the same time, drop down, hover, drop down content, display block. Which one you are displaying? Which one you are displaying? Drop down content. Which one you are displaying? Drop down content. Drop down content. See here. So there is a division. What is this division here? Drop down. What is drop down here? This is a drop down, right? This is a drop down. Position is what? Relative, and display in what? Inline. Don't be confused here. So drop down. This is drop down menu. So within this division, there is one button. Now, what is this button? What is this button? Drop down button. Some properties are given to this button or not? Yes. What are the properties? What are the styles applied? Drop down button style is applied. Drop down button style. What is a drop down button style? See here. This is drop down button style. Some background is given, color is given, padding is given, font size is given, border as well as what? Cursor. So these are the properties given to which button? Drop down button. This is given to which button? Drop down. If I click on this button, then there is one more division, and this is what? Drop down content. One style is applied. Which style is applied? Drop down content. This is a drop down content. What is this style? Drop down content. Drop down content. Displays none. Position is given. Background color is defined. Minimum width is defined. And box shadow is given. If you want, you can just use a border also. And Z index also defined as what here? 1. So that is for which one? That is for which one? Drop down content is a division, right? And within this, you have how many links here? 3 links. Okay, now drop down. See, drop down content is having child elements, right? How many child elements are there? 3 are there. 3 are there. How many child elements are there? 3. And for this, is it properties defined or not? Yes. Drop down content. And what is a child element? Anchor. Given the color, padding, text direction, and display is what? Block. So these properties are assigned. These properties are assigned to which elements? Anchor, which is a part of which one? Division. Which is a part of division. These are child elements. Don't be confused. Here. Drop down. First one is what? Drop down button. These are the properties for which one? Button. Input type. What is input type? Input type is what here? Button. How you create a button? By using button, or you can create a button saying input type equal to what? Button. Both are what? Same. Input type equal to button or button. Both are same. You are creating what? Button, and this button you are given some properties. If you don't write the properties, is a simple button is created? Any styling is done or not done? Not done. No style is done. Only button. See here, plain button. Okay, plain button is there, right? Now this button you are applying one style. What style? Drop down button style. Drop down style is given what? Background color, text color, spacing is given. Font size is given, border is removed, cursor is given as what? Pointer. Is it given? Style is applied or not applied? Applied. Which style is applied? Drop button style is applied. Okay. Then next one. Next one is, see here. So this is outer division, right? So this is header. This is outer division. And there is a button is there. And within that there is one more division. What is that division? Drop down. Content is there. So are you styling drop down content? Are you styling the content or not? Yes. Suppose if this content is not there, I remove this. Content styling also you are not writing. Then is it styling is applied or simple? Simple. Without? This is without a style. This drop down content is with style or without style? Without style. See here, links are displayed. See here, link 1, link 2, link 3, link 1, link 2, and link 3. But are you move the cursor? Are you move the cursor? Are you see when you should display drop down? Or when you should display the drop down when you move the cursor, and it should be displayed. All these links will be in the same line or in the new line. Or generally drop down means will it be in the same line or new line? New line. Then you have to display content in what? Block. Not in line, right? You should display in what? Block. Then will you style the content of this drop down or not? Yes. For that you are using what is that? Drop down content. Which style you are using? Drop down content. Drop down content. What is this? Display none. Position is what? Absolute. Background color is defined. Minimum width is defined. box shadow is defined and Z index also defined. Suppose I remove Z index. Okay, I remove Z index, right? Z index. I add a Z index. Just see the difference here. Okay, I add a Z index and I remove the Z index. So there's, yes, I just add a Z index. I remove the Z index. So, but what is this Z index? Now link 1, link 2, and one more is what? Link 3. If I remove this Z index, okay, what is the default? Link 1, link 2, and link 3. So not required to use this Z index. You can just display the content, right? Okay, drop down content, and there is anchor, and you are displaying this with some color and text and display in what here? Block. Suppose if this anchor style is not defined, if this anchor style is not defined, what will happen? What will happen if, is it block or inline? Is it block or inline? Inline. Is it all these items are displayed in the same line or in the new line? Same line, but I want in the new line. Then anchor element, color is defined and display this anchor elements in what? Block. So each one is displayed in the new line or same line? New line. So that is link 1, link 2, and link 3. Okay, suppose if I say display, what is this now? Inline. Display inline. Is it displayed in the same line or not? Yes. So what is the default display? What is the default display? Inline. But if I want each anchor to be displayed in what? New line. Then select it as display as what? Block. Then next one is drop down content. Anchor hover. Now once you move the cursor, right? Once you move the cursor, is it background color is changed or not? Yes. Now I will change this background color. So to some what? Red. So that once you move the cursor, background color of this link is changed or not? Yes. That is when drop down content anchor hover. Then drop down hover, drop down content, you're displaying in what here? Block. Suppose if I don't write this. Suppose if I don't write this. If I don't write these two styles, what will happen? So if I don't write these two styles, is it drop down button is it drop down is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed. Is it drop down is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed. But I want to display. But when? I want to display. But when I want to display this drop down? When I move the cursor. Cursor means hover or not? Yes. Hover. Cursor is nothing but hover. Where? When you move the cursor to where? When you move the cursor to where? Here. Drop down button. When you move the cursor to the drop down button, okay, you are displaying which content? Drop down content with the display as what here? Block. Not in the same line. Not in the same line. Is it displayed or not displayed? Displayed, but in the same line or in the new line? New line. Displayed in the new line. Suppose if I write here, if I write it as inline, is it displayed in the same line or in the new line? Same line. No, in the same line. Button is in the same line and drop down is also same line. But I don't want in the same line. I want in the new line. Then display. I'm saying it as what? Block. Is it displayed in the same line or in the new line? New line. But when it should display the content, it should display the content when you move the cursor. Display the content when you move the cursor. And not only that, you are styling. Which one you are trying to display here? Drop down button, hover, drop button, background color, you are changing. Now I change this color, some other color, some color here. Yes. Now this is when you move the button color is changed or not? Yes. Not same color, but some other color is taken, right? So these are the styles which you applied. Okay. But by default, yes. So division, drop down content is a child of, drop down content is a child of which one? Drop down. Okay. But when you display the drop down content, you display the drop down content. When you move the cursor to which one? Drop down button. When you move the cursor to which one? Drop down button, you are displaying the contents here. So drop down hover, then display which one? Drop down content. But how you are displaying the content? Inline or block? Block. So that is not in the same line, but in the new line, right? Yes, here. These are some properties. So, but by default, drop down content display is no. By default, drop down display content is none. It means is it drop down content is displayed when you run the page? See, when you run this page, is it drop down content is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed. But when it is displayed, when you move the cursor, otherwise, suppose drop down content. If I'm saying drop down content display, if I'm saying drop down content display, if I say block, if you run the page, content is already displayed. For cup display on here, when you move the cursor, because of that, is it this drop down content is hidden or not? Yes. Then you'll say display. Display what? Display what here? None. So when I run the page, is it drop down is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed. But when you change the display property, of the content, you change the display property of the content when you move. When you move what? Cursor. Okay. So you are displaying the contents here. When you are displaying the content, here, drop down hover, you are displaying the content here. You are displaying the content by changing this property. Which property? Drop down content. Inherit this property and change which property? Display property from hidden to what? Block. So is it displayed in the same line or new line? New line. Okay, but initially display content is what? None. But when you are changing this display content to the block, when you move the cursor to what? Drop down button. Okay. In the same way, assume that suppose this is Naresh ID, right? Now, when you move cursor, right? When you move the cursor, is it displayed what? Drop down. But where you move the cursor? Button, navigation, and this is called link, right? This is one link. But initially, is it displayed? Drop down is displayed or hidden? Hidden. But when you should display? When you move the cursor, then you should display drop down. When you move the cursor, then you should display drop down, right? So when you move the cursor, then you should display the drop down. Okay, how you display that? Okay, when you move the cursor to the link, how can you create a navigation bar with drop down list? All drop down list, right? And how to navigate from one page to another. So that we'll see, not today, but tomorrow we'll discuss about that. Okay, how to create a navigation bar with a drop down, right? And how to navigate from one page to another, and how to display the content in the same page. So I'll tell you how to embed within the frame, but that we'll discuss tomorrow, right? So thank you. We'll see tomorrow that. Okay. Yes. And I will see here. Don't worry. See, some students are asking when JavaScript will start. Okay, JavaScript I'll start. Don't worry. For starting JavaScript, first you should know HTML and CSS. Okay, na? Right. So we'll see in the next class. Tomorrow we'll see. Right. Thank you.